adjust myself. I do what I can, right? And you do what you can. To start the class, let's make that fist. That's the sun. The right fist. That's the sun. And that flat left palm. That's the moon. And we bow down to one another to start our chair Tai Chi class. So yeah, the sun and the moon, the yin and the yang, the and the yang. So we're going to start with bringing a leg out to the side, resting on the back of the heel, and inviting the toes towards you. So we have a nice calf contraction going on here. Some of bone building happens when you contract the big muscle groups of the body, and it stimulates bone growth. But the only way for that to happen is to make it a vigorous contraction. So maybe really draw the toes towards you. Now, if that invokes leg cramps, we're not doing that, okay? And then I get to talk a little bit because we have to hold the posture about 30 seconds, at least 30 seconds to get the bone building benefit. If it feels spicy in the back of the knee, you can always bend the knee, but you're still vigorously pushing and toes towards you, okay? I'm resting on the back of the heel, so I'm not actually like pushing it into the floor here. So there's a lot of contraction energy going on here. Okay, I talked enough. Point the toes away to kind of release all that. Yeah, it might feel a little different. Hopefully it will. And then let's get that calf pump going by pointing and flexing. So this is an element of easing arthritis in that ankle joint, getting that ankle glide kind of a little bit more smooth. And just notice what you notice, all right? Now I'm barefoot today because I'm going to be talking about some elements of more arthritis easing for the ankles, the feet. You do not have to take your shoes and socks off though, okay? And then we're going to stop that and bring it in and do the other side. So bring the other leg out, shake it out, wiggle it out, sit up tall. Your opportunity to be a little bit more tall if you can. Now I'm just kind of lazy right now. Now I'm really going to bring the toes towards me. So, ooh, I kind of feel that calf getting a little tight there, a little strong sensation. I call it contraction energy. And sometimes, I don't know if it happens to you, but to me, it happens sometimes. Sometimes when I do that heel flex toes towards my heart center, my toes start to do magical things on their own, like that pinky toe spreads out, and maybe the second toe splays out a little bit more. It's like it has a mind of their own. Those ligaments are like kind of being activated, and they're like doing some stuff, yeah? Again, I'm talking a little bit here for us to have that opportunity to hold the posture. Remember just to keep breathing in and out through your nose. And then let's point the toes away. Feel how it feels different. Sometimes people will have little snap, crackle, pops happening when they move from one direction to the other. And in fact, let's do that. Let's point and flex. You can hang on to the back of the chair as you do that, or rest your hands wherever is comfortable. Notice what you notice when you compare the second side to the first side. Does it feel different in the calf? Does it feel different in the tops of the feet, the ankles, the toes? It might, just depending on what journey your feet have taken. Mine were in steel toe shoes when I worked for the oil companies. And so they were kind of like cramped into another. They were boots also. So hard hat and boots, yeah. That's kind of how it was earlier in the day. And it still is. We're in the fire retardant materials, so you don't get all that stuff happening to you. Yeah. All right, let's bring it in. Very good. From here, let's inhale, circle sweep arms up. This is called the finishing breath. And then as if the hands are on top of the ball, you kind of cup your hands and grab it onto that ball, bringing the energy from the heavens down to your dantian, your collection center. So we have this collection center that's about 2 finger widths below your belly button. It's the center. It's called the Sochman point, or conception vessel acupressure point number 4. And what we do is we place the kind of the middle of the palm at that place below the belly button, and then a place above. We're going to do low belly breathing. So what we do is breathe in and allow the belly to expand. So here we go. And as we exhale, draw the belly button towards your spine. Again, breathe in, belly big. And exhaling. Once again, breathe in, belly big. And exhaling. So in Tai Chi, in Qigong, in martial art practices, compared to, just functioning as a person, a lot of us breathe up here in the chest. And so one of the objectives in the Asian-based kind of practices is to bring your breath from your chest down to your low belly. There's several benefits of that. Lowers the blood pressure, lowers the heart rate, and increases your cerebral spinal fluid flow, which gets rid of the waste that accumulates in the brain. So that's invoking a low muscle here in the belly. When you expand the belly out as you breathe in, and then really draw it towards your spine as you exhale. Enough about that. Let's do the o'clock posture. So we're gonna bring a hand down beside your leg, palm facing you. Now, if you're trying to do this on the couch, you're probably gonna hit the couch. So it's easier to do these postures on a standalone chair if possible, okay? Or you could do this one standing, just know that. So we're going to inhale, arm up. Now at 12 o'clock, we're going to turn the palm away and then bring the arm back behind you. You might feel some snap, crackle, pops. Okay, just keep breathing. We're going to do that again. Inhaling up, up, up. And as it comes up towards the 12 o'clock, turn the palm out. Your arm may go way out to the side when you do this. Kind of depends on what's going on with you and your shoulder today. Again, inhaling up. Exhale, turn that palm back behind you. When we coordinate that breath with the movement, that helps us to lower our stress hormone, the cortisol. Inhaling up. Exhale, turn it away. And let's do that one more time. Breathe in. Turn it away. Exhale. Very good. Let's do shoulder up and downs. That also helps to move the lymphatic fluids. Very good. And then release that down. Beautiful. Other side. Hand faces your side booty, I guess you call it, your side body. And let's inhale, arm up. And then exhale, bring it back behind you. Notice what you notice. Okay, this side versus the other. Does it feel different? Inhaling up. Is it a smoother inhale and exhale? Or is there some kind of hesitation, little sticky sensation, I guess you call it? Inhaling up. Maybe you feel a little stiff one side versus the other. Exhale, back behind you. And again, breathe in, up, 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 up. Reach for the sky, turn that palm, exhale, back behind you. I guess, you know what, one more time. Here we go. Breathe in. Beautiful. Turn the palm away, exhale. We're going to do that finishing breath to end it all. Here we go. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and bring down the chi. From here, let's do the Atlas point rotation. Let's get our little range of motion, little kind of easing neck, upper neck, shoulder tension with this Atlas point rotations. We're going to take our chin, and sometimes people get dizzy on this one because their eyes follow the direction. If that's a challenge for you, keep your eyes forward. You get a little extra eye exercise when you do that. So basically, you're just drawing a circle with your nose and listening to all the snap, crackle, pop that might be happening, which is normal, which is typical. Notice what you notice. I'm not going to cue the breath on this. Just keep breathing, okay? Woo. So I'm hearing a lot of stuff on that right side, a lot of crinkly stuff, a lot of crepitus is what they call it. That's the technical name for it. Bone noise, body noises. I guess you can tell people, oh, I've got crepitus today. Those aches and pains that come with, being more still, moving less. All right, now we're going to completely stop and then take it the other way. So here we go. Notice how this side feels compared to your first side that you just did. Does it feel different? Are you able to move through this range of motion smoothly or not? And again, it is what it is, right? We're just going to do what we can with what we got. Your posture may look completely different than my posture, and that's okay. I have already taught a class today, so I'm feeling a little mobile, or mobile, as they call it. Mobile oil, mobile, I don't know. I have a problem with saying a word correctly, so that's my challenge. One more time, all the way around. And then let's bring it back to the center. Let's do swimming dragon. Again, some stuff for the neck and the shoulders. We kind of work from the head down, but I kind of mix it up too. You can either hands together, option to hook the thumbs. It's what you want to do, right? And again, we're sitting up tall here at heart center, and we're about a fist distance away from our middle dantian, our solar plexus, if you're referring it to yoga. Here we go. We're going to breathe in, belly big. Now contract that belly button, push hands one direction, turn the head the other. Woo, notice what you notice. Stay here, breathe in, belly big. Exhale it, bring it back to the center. We're going to do the other side. We stay here, breathe in, belly big. Contract that belly, push the hands the other direction, turn the head the other. Are you turning the same degree or not? That's a thing you can make a self-inquiry. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale back to the center. Let's do that one more time each side, but we stay here. Breathe in, belly big. Exhale, push it away. Staying here, inhaling. Exhale back to the center. Slow movement, lessen that cortisol. Breathe in, belly big. Last one, exhale, push it away. Staying here, breathe in, belly big. Exhale back to the center. Beautiful. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up and bring down the chi. Let's kind of move it to the upper body arms now. Let's take the hands. Show me the back of your hands and swing the arms down. So that's a little different than what we normally do. Normally we cup the hands and throw the arms down. So just kind of notice, does this feel a little different in the body? If you've been a regular, you may be going, I like or I don't like. And then we're going to stop and turn them facing away, cup the hands, and then cup the air as you swing. Now you may notice a little bit more greater range of motion when you do cupped hands towards the floor as opposed to the first direction. If it's available, tap the tops of the shoulders to add a little, range of motion in the elbows, a little elbow glide, yeah. Let's do two more. 2 and 1. Let the arms dangle there. All right. And you might be noticing some sensation going on here, and you might not. Let's bring it to the center and spin the wrists. So we're trying to have the wrists do all the work. So it's, it's not stiff. It's just kind of letting those wrists do their thing. Now, I do notice my left one is more stiff than the right one. And I usually don't notice it on the first go around. It's when we switch directions. In fact, let's switch directions. Y'all keep going. I want to make sure we're counting calories here. Okay, there we go. Woo! A little bit more air to the front of the neck on the reverse direction. Beautiful. And 2 more. 2 and 1. Woo! Again, let's bring the hands here at about chest level. We're forming a little circle. We're trying to line up the fingers. It's called the mother form of the Tai Chi ball. From here, let's inhale, belly big, expand the arms outward as if you're pulling taffy. And as you exhale, push the palms towards one another. You might be feeling sensations, you might not. Inhale, drag it out. Elbows are lower than the hands, if you can manage that. Inhale, push it in. Let's do that one more time. Drag it out. Elbows a little lower than the hands. And then bring it back in. Beautiful. Finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And bring down the chi. Now, I did mention we're going to work a little bit for arthritis for the feet. So we're going to scoot back a little bit on our chair. And then take your fingertips underneath the back of the knee. Now, you can either interlace underneath the back of the knee or interlace on the shin. So you got to figure out which one feels better for you and your body. So I'm going to lift up. And so I'm kind of leaning. So when I'm doing this, I'm leaning back a little bit. So just to show you where I'm at in the chair. And again, we're going to do that point and flex. So point and flex the foot. So it feels a little different in the air as opposed to when we rested the back of the heel on the floor. May not be much different, but maybe you have a greater range of motion going on here. Again, working the feet helps you to have better walking ability because you're not so stiff in that lower body. You know, it's the base of us being upright. Yeah. Notice what you notice. Okay, now we're going to make it still. I'm going to look at my foot and we're going to draw at the tiniest circle inward. So small motor control. So my small motor control is more like a rectangle than it is a circle. Okay. Notice what you notice on you. All right. It's not bad or anything. It's just what it is. Yes. Then make that circle about medium kind of width, I guess. Don't go to your full range of motion, but somewhere in between. And notice if it gets a little smoother in the rotation, and then make it big, big, big. Now, sometimes what happens when you make the circles big, you get a little snap, crackle, pop going on. It's okay. All right, and now we're going to sit up tall. We're going to release the foot to the floor. As a little bone building density business. And again, lift the leg up. If you have brittle bones, maybe this isn't for you. And release it to the floor. Again, vibrational energy, jumping up and down, heel lifts. This is the way we do it in the chair. And let's do 2 more. Lift up and release it. And 1 more. And release it. Very good. We're going to go back to the same side and we're going to do the other direction. We first drew the circle inward. Now we're going to draw the circle outward. First with small range of motion. So maybe you want to try with the interlacing on the shin this time. See how that feels, okay? Sometimes our hips are going, I don't like this. And let's draw the tiniest circle outward. And when you have your interlaced fingers on the shin, then you get to feel that shin muscle working a little bit too. A little bonus there. Maybe it's a bonus. I don't know. A little bit bigger. Ooh, again, notice what you notice, yeah? And then the biggest that you can endure, enjoy, maybe that should be the word, not endure. And then release it down. Wow, clap the hands. Put a little heat here into the palms. Now, sometimes the hip musculature is going, woo, that was kind of spicy. Let's bring a little heat to that hip area of the leg that we just worked with, yeah? And then bring it down the side of the legs, the underneath, the top. And then let's get the shin and the calf. Yeah? And then clap the hands again, same side. Get some heat into the palm. So we're doing a little arthritis easing with the knee today also. And then put your warm palm on top of the knee, other palm on top. And then smooth, soft hand circles on the knee. You're also kind of, putting a little warmth to the meniscuses, whatever it is. I'm sure y'all will correct me, okay? And then, you know what? Come up on the pads and the fingers and let's stimulate those acupressure points. It's very close to ticklish, in my opinion. And then reverse it, go the other way. Woo. Now we're gonna do tapping, but before we do the tapping, we're gonna take both hands, take your fingertips underneath your knee pit. We can have an armpit, we can have a knee pit, right? Then you got the bed of your thumb on the sides, and you're doing on the side knee circles or thumb circles. So again, here's the meniscus getting a little extra tender love and care. Be sweet, be soft. And the fingers in the back of the bend of the knee, that also stimulates those lymph nodes back there, just with your hands being there. Very nice. Now gently, sit up nice and tall. We're hinged forward sometimes on that. We're going to take the pads of the hands and tap gently the outsides of the knees for lessening knee pain. Now it's not whack, okay? It's tap. Very good. Now we got to switch all that over to the other side. I don't know if I remember. Of course I do. Fingertips underneath the knee, lean back. Here we go. And first it's point and flex. Here we go, point and flex. This foot likes to have a lot of conversation. There's lots of snap, crackle, pops on this one. Ooh, now it's stopping. Okay, good. All right, and then from here, let's look at the foot, and we're gonna do that tiny, tiny, tiny circle inward. And again, let's compare, okay? How does this feel compared to the first side? Is it any different? Do you feel a little bit of a challenge? Make your circle a little bit bigger. And then make it as big as you can enjoy. I was gonna say endure, but that's not the word. Enjoy. Oof. All right, now we're gonna do the leg drop. So let it drop. Bring it up. Let it drop. Again, bring it up. And drop. Let's do 3 more. These are like little miniature sumo stomps. And 1 more. Very good. Now you get to decide. Do you want to have your hands on your interlaced on your shins or back underneath the knee pit? Decide. I'm going to do the shins again, or the second time. And again, I'm looking at my foot. We did it in towards. Now we're going to do out. Tiny circle. I had a big old snap crackle on that one. And then a little bit bigger. Woo! And as big as you can enjoy. Nope, there it just went up, did a big old snap. I'm not sure you can hear that because I got the air conditioner on today. It's 96 today in Texas. So yes, the air conditioner is on. Very good. Release it down. You know what? From here, let's stomp the feet and shake the legs. Let's do that again. Stomp the feet and shake the legs. Clap the hands. Ooh, do that again. And get some warmth here. Whichever palm is the warmest, place it on top of your knee, the other hand on top of that palm, and just do nice little circles here. Again, easing arthritis challenges here with some of these sequences that we do in chair Tai Chi. There is a very specific chair Tai Chi for arthritis. Actually, it's Tai Chi for arthritis. And so some of that has been adapted to the chair. In reverse directions, go the other way. Again, you're being very sweet to yourself. Don't make it a painful thing that you're doing. If this is, again, challenging, painful, you back out. Just hang on for the next posture, okay? All right, come up on the pads of the fingers, and let's do those little finger circles, little cat claws. Stimulate those acupressure points all around the knee. Again, if you've had some knee surgery, some drainage, you know, whatever, all the things they do, this might be a little challenging. And again, do what you can with what you got. Let's reverse that. My reverse doesn't work as well. Okay, and we're going to clap our hands again. Now we're going to take the fingers back behind the bend of the knee and the thumbs on the side of the knee. And then we're doing thumb circles. So we're stimulating the lymph nodes in the back of the knee and doing some nice stuff for the meniscuses, the ACL, and the other one. I don't remember the name of the other one. Again, inviting a little warmth, a little increased circulation to areas that might need a little extra tender loving care. All right. Once again, clap the hands. We'll do that again. All right, get the hip. Oh, I guess we should have rubbed the hands. Oh, well. And then bring it down the side of the legs, the underneath, the top. Come down to the shin, the calves. Very good. All right. So this next part, I'm going to come up a little bit closer. I wanted to show the additional stuff that you can do for arthritis, for the feet, for the legs. Now, y'all are not necessarily prepped for this, but I wanted to include this in case you want to refer to this later. So this means that you need to have the ability to bring one leg up on the other. Maybe that's more easy to do on a couch or on the floor, but this is what it is. So I have my leg on top. The knee may be way up in the sky, okay? And again, we're doing this just to give a little more arthritis information because there was a request. And we're going to take the at the bottom of the fingers. You can do this with the socks, and with the shoes, and we'll try that. We're going to take that and bring it on top of the toes, and fingers on top of the toe fingers, if that makes any sense. So I'm kind of putting the toes right here in that little crease. And so I'm hanging on to the tops of the toes. And basically, I'm doing the point and flex again. Now, a variation to that, so that might what you need to do if you have socks or shoes on. Now, if you want to try the hand to the foot variation, you would take the hand, similar to how we do when we interlace fingers and we do the tapping in the in-between places. We interlace the fingers in between the toes. That might be mission impossible. Just know that, okay? You may have to kind of like guide it in there. This is not necessarily pain-free to do this, all right? So again, I'm giving you some more tools. So I'm folding my fingers down on top of the feet, and then again, I'm pointing and flexing. Then that might be okay. You can go back to the other thing if you have socks and shoes on to do this point and flex. But the added element here comes up next after we do a few more point and flexes. Okay, then I'm going to make it still somewhere in between, and I'm going to take my fingers and spread them apart in between the toes. So spread them out. That's not necessarily going to be a sweet thing, okay? Okay, very good. And release it. Then I'm going to move my foot a little bit more and rub my hands because I want to rub at the ankle bone, bottom and below on the ankle bone. Okay, now typically what I would do, because I'm able to do this, I'd bring my foot down to the floor and rub on the top of my feet and the bottom of my feet. But some folks aren't able to do that. Maybe you can do that here. Hinge forward, rub on the tops and the bottoms. Again, inviting circulation into these areas that don't get a lot of love. Then, if you're barefoot, you're going to bring your feet out and look at the foot you just worked with and then the other. So one's like super white and the other one's super pink. The one that had circulation is the super white one. Now we're going to do the other side. So again, it depends how you're able to bring and get to your feet. Yes? Okay, so the first thing was I'm going to take my hand and fold it on top of my fingers. You know, I'm going to do the opposite hand. Very good. And then point and flex. And you may notice, woo, how cold your feet are or aren't. And this is, you might be pushing it towards outside of range of motion of what we were doing when we were doing point and flex in the air. And I'm hanging on here, the top of the ankle with the other hand, just placing it there. Okay. And then you may continue to do that if you have socks and shoes on, or take your fingers, interlace them. I think I did the interlacing on top before, but you can do it from approaching on the bottom of the foot also. It just kind of depends how this feels in your body when you're doing this. Ooh, my toes are cold. All right, so what I would do also here is the ankle circles with my fingers interlaced in between my toe fingers. What do they call them? Phalanges. My phalanges are shaking hands with the other phalanges. I think I'm funny. I know I'm not. So you just all just gonna have to bear with it, okay? Oh my, and reverse. And again, you're gonna notice what you notice. What I also like to do is I like to be still and then pull them away, like a nice toe point, and then do a nice toe flex or heel flex. Again, pull them towards you, nice top of the foot stretch, and go back to that neutral area. Now spread out your fingers. Again, this might not be pleasant. And release that. Then I'm going to clap my hands. Get a little heat here. I'm going to rub both the top and the bottom of the feet at the same time. Sometimes what I'll do also is rub the top or both, the top and the bottom ankle. Does that make sense? both sides of the ankle. I especially like to do this after I've done the lymphatic drainage, the big 6, because then I get the extra bonus of I've worked the entire body and then I'm releasing, helping, the lower body too. And again, I'm going to rub the bottom and the top of the feet. And then I'm going to bring my feet and look at them and go, oh gosh, they look like different colors again. One has circulation. One did have circulation, but now it's gone. So anyway, wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Very good. I'm going to scoot back to the back of the room. Anyway, I just wanted to share that particular arthritis sequence because, again, I had a request and I thought, well, why not? We'll do that one time. Yeah. Let's do some foot patterns. Again, easing arthritis in the lower body. So we're going to bring the inside of the ankles together and we're going to do the jitterbug. So we're going to heel toe over to the side. You can hang on to your chair, or what I like to do is make a little fist and twist my upper body. And bring it back. Now I've got a metal chair to where I'm able to move my behind easy when we do this. And then bring it back. Very good. Let's do one more all the way across. And then all the way back. And then once we get to the center, we're going to bring the heels apart, toes in. I'm going to spread mine out a little bit. And then we independently walk them out. Again, we're noticing what we're noticing. Does one feel more strongly than the other? Does one feel a little bit stiff? Maybe you tap the toes or the heels or just bring them together gently. And bring them in. And again, bring them out. And back on in. Very good. Let's do stomping the feet. And I put on the balls of the feet, shake the legs. That's good for those leg cramps. And again, stomp the feet. And shake the legs. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chin. Once we bring it down, let's shake it up. Wild goose flutter. And turn it side to side. And then go to letter T arms, flappy arms. Turn the palms up for that carpal tunnel. Very good. And then let's bring our hands here, fists facing up, or palms facing up. And we'll do inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high for eagle claw. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the palms, spread them out. Exhale, push it forward. Again, inhale, back to your chest. Turn the head to the side. Exhale, push the hand out and open and close 5 times. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to the waist. Let's do the other side. Inhale, fist to chest. Sit up nice and tall here. Here we go. Exhale, sky high. Reach for the top shelf above the refrigerator. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the palms. Spread out those fingers. Beautiful. Exhale, push it forward. Inhaling back to your chest. Turn that head to the side. Exhale, push it outwards. And open and close 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waist. Let's do that again. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the palm. Exhale, push it forward. Last time on this side. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale, out to the side. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Last time. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, reach for the sky. Beautiful. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the palm. Exhale, push it forward. Inhaling back to your chest. Turn that head to the side. Exhale out to the side. And let's open and close 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to the waist. Let's do the blood pressure technique. Whether it's high or low, it's the equalizer. So inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Then we do the back of the hands come down the heart center. You're doing a little heart right there, okay? And then you have your thumb on top of the bed of the hand and fingers on top of the thumb. You're stimulating the pericardium, the heart meridian. And inhale, elbows back, chest forward, squeeze the chest. And as you exhale, you turn the arms out to the side to stimulate that heart meridian. And then inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring it down. Grab those thumbs. Here we go. Inhale, elbows back, chest forward. Exhale, arms out to the side. Inhaling up. Exhale, bring it down. Grab those thumbs, elbows back. Exhale out to the side. And let's end with a finishing breath. Inhaling up. Exhale, bring it down. Beautiful. Let's take one hand and make a circle. And then the other hand makes a circle. And then just keep them moving, going. I'm going to bring my legs a little bit apart. I'm shifting my weight from one bun to the other. This is called parry, but y'all probably know it as wax on, wax off, or wax off, wax on. One of the two. I call it wiping my coffee table, okay? And you might be noticing some sensations occurring in the bottom side of the arm when we do this. That's that thing called energy. We send energy throughout the different meridians once we collect it and form it in our lower dantian. And then we're going to completely pause and then think, okay, now we're going to wipe it out. And it might take you a couple of times to kind of get into like a smooth pattern here, or not so smooth. And just kind of notice upper back, shoulders. Ooh, are they giving you a conversation today? We're going to try to wipe the windows now. So wipe those windows out. And again, it can be smaller, it can be bigger, it can be whatever you need today. And then we're going to pause and think about, okay, now I'm going to wipe it in. Always think about Venn diagrams when I'm doing this. And if you don't know what Venn diagrams are, that's okay. I don't know why I think about that. Now, if you want to get more into your lungs, more into the, breathing deep, you're going to make fists and do elbow digs across instead, but still keep the circular pattern. If you don't like this, you go back to wiping the windows inward. So again, encouraging deeper breathing, better immunity through getting the breath going. And then bring it back on top where you're wiping it in. Wipe in, make it smaller, smaller, smaller. Very good. From here, let's have the palms facing one another. And I'm going to bring the set of palms over to the side. Now I'm going to take the one that's, more on the inside and cup it down. This is called swimming with the koi. And basically, we have a hand that's, flat facing the body and a hand facing down towards the floor with a little cupped hand. And I'm twisting my body, twisting from the quad, twisting from the dantian, and then I'm dragging it across, leading from the center of my body to bring it across. And I'm bringing, and then I'm going to switch. So a little bit of brain work here. So it's going to be palm facing me, palm down. And then again, I've got this twist going on while I'm doing this. So here we go. We're going to drag it across. It's like you're drawing a little line in the sand or a little wave in the water. And again, palm facing you, palm down, drag it across. And then palm facing you, palm down, drag it across. Okay, now we're going to change it up. Of course, we're going to change it up. Palm facing you, palm facing your body, but we're going to wave the hand as if you were a swimming koi, a swimming fish, as we bring it across. And you're, of course, going to notice the awkwardness of your hand. Is it like being really smooth? Mine isn't. And again, palm facing you, palm facing your torso, and the other hand's going to do that wavy motion. So wave it across. So again, it feels weird. And again, bring it across. Try to get that hand really swimming, okay? Keep on swimming, keep on swimming. Let's do the other side. Notice one hand might act totally different than the other one. And one more time, this side. And And then one more time, the other side. I don't like that one because I can't do it, but I know I need to do it. So let's do the finishing breath. Inhale up. Bring down the chi. All right. So from here, let's once again do a bit of foot patterning. So we're going to bring a leg forward, out to the side, forward to the chair. Let's do the other side. Forward, use your hand if you need to guide it. Out to the side, forward to the chair. Again, forward to the side, forward to the chair. And once again, forward to the side, forward to the chair. Now we're going to add 3 to that. So we're going to go forward, out to the side, and then drag it in 3 times. 3, 2, 1, forward to the front. Very good. Let's do that again. Other side, forward to the side, drag it in. 3, 2, 1, way out, forward to the chair. Again, this time 5 times. Forward, way out, bring it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Way out, forward to the chair. Last time, forward, way out. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Way out, forward to the chair. Woo! From here, stomp those feet. Shake the legs. Very nice. From here, we're alternating heel drops. Again, this is the arthritis based more so today than our regular chair Tai Chi. And then we're going to shift our feet forward and do toe lifts or front of the foot lifts, calf pumps once again, but the heels are connected to the floor. Now, if you wanted to make that a total package, you kind of bring the foot kind of halfway in between forward and back and do heel lifts and toe lifts. So you alternate. Now, if you really want to mess with your brain, you do 1 toe lift, 1 heel lift, and then switch. It might be easy for you to do. You might have to think about it, okay? I'm having to think about it. All right, and then stop that. Stomp the feet. Shake the legs. Very good. Clap the hands. Okay. Let's do the upper body Qigong detoxing. So tap, tap, tap on the outside of the arm and get the shoulder. Bring your arm up, go to the armpit. Very good. Bring it down the side body. Bring your arm down a little bit and then bring it up the center. Now, once we get here at the, let me move my name tag out of the way. The sternum, we're thumping our thymus. That's for improving T cell production. And don't go too hard, all right? And then move it back to the shoulder. And then slough it off. Very good. Whew, clap the hands. Rub those hands. Let's do the other side. We're going to tap it up the side of the arm first. Get that shoulder. Raise your arm up. Get to the armpit. Bring it down the side body. The hip bone. Up the belly. Thump. Nice and slow. Right here at the thymus, you can do flat fingers or fingertips. Thump that thymus. Improve that T cell production. And then move it to the shoulder. And then slough it off. Very good. From here, shake the body. Shake, shake, shake. Shake it up. Shake it to the side. Shake it to the other side. Back to the center, back on down. Cup the hands in front of you, inhaling up. Belly forward. Exhale, curve the spine to the back of the room. It's called spinal cord breathing, otherwise known as cat-cow. Yeah, inhaling up, up, up. Woo! Exhale, curve that spine. Might be a little spicy. Go a little bit slower if you need to. Now turn to the side this time. Inhaling up, 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 up. Exhale, back to the center. Other side, inhaling up. Exhaling back to the center. Let's do one more. Here we go. Elbows way up. And then from here, exhaling. And circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the breath from the heavens. Let's do that energy egg smoothing. So the hands are out. And we're going to do Palms facing away, flex those wrists. We're going to inhale about to a letter V. Once we get to that letter V, we switch the hands to face towards the floor, flex those wrists, exhaling. Let's do that again. Palms up, flex those wrists, inhaling up. And then exhale, float it down. Maybe yours looks a little different than mine, and that's okay. Let's do one more. Smooth out that energy egg. Breathe in, up, 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 up. Stimulating those meridians. Exhale. Very good. Shake once again. I'm going to come up to the front of the room. We're going to do a little bit of hand tapping. And then we'll end the class. After class, if you want to stay and do the ball portion, you're welcome to do that. I know not everybody's prepared to do that, and that's okay too. So from here, let's clap the hands, get a little heat going on in the hands. All right, and then we're going to take the arms and glue them to the sides of our body. And we're gluing the fingers together, and we're bringing the thumb up kind of in a hitchhiker position. Let me see, let me shift over this one a little bit. Very good, okay. So from here, we're going to take the thumb to the side of the hand, just lift up. Well, we did stuff for the feet. Now we're going to do stuff for the hands, okay? Now, if you can, bring the thumbs way down and up. You might be feeling some challenges. You might not, and that's okay too. Very good. Now, shake them out. Just kind of shake that held energy out a little bit, and then bring them here to the front. We're going to do round fingers. So we're pressing into the pads of the fingers, into the pads of the thumbs. So you press down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up, and just keep moving it back and forth from the index finger to the pinky finger. Let's see, this is the stroke prevention sequence. Have all these fine capillaries in our feet, in our fingers, in our hands, in the toes. That's why skin to skin contact is very important. All right, now from here, I'm turning my hands out to the side, and I'm going to place my thumb on top of my fingernail of my index finger and flick. And just move it from the index finger all the way down to the pinky finger. You're comparing right versus left. Do they feel the same? Do you have a stiff finger or two? You probably notice it here in the finger flicks. I'm going to do my thumbs. All right, now we're going to place a hand down on our leg, and we're going for the first knuckle closest to the fingernail. All right, so my hand is down, and I'm going to take the pad of my index finger and lift up on that joint of the thumb. Now, I don't necessarily feel anything on this one for me, but you might. Again, depends what, if you have trigger thumb, trigger finger, that kind of thing. And then we're going to move it to underneath the index finger. Now, it's, again, the first joint, and you press into that first joint, and lift, and you're pressing your hand down on the leg. Notice that stretch at the base of the finger. Notice what's going on the underneath side of the finger, and release. Let's go move it to the index finger. You'll notice, maybe index finger doesn't go as high as pointer finger. Maybe not. All right, and let's move it to ring finger. Ooh, that one's stiff. That one's stiff. And then let's move it to the pinky finger. And the pinky finger seems to have a mind of its own. It's doing its own weird little thing. All right, release. Now, before we move on to the other side, I invite you to take your hands, interlace them, and just rub back and forth. Like you're rubbing your palms together after we clap. We're rubbing the insides of the valleys of the fingers. All right, and notice which thumb is on top. Switch it to have the other thumb on top. And that's probably going to feel weird, okay? And rub the insides of the fingers. Again, it's all these meridians go through the fingers, go through the feet, go through the ears, the top of the head. We're addressing a lot of reflexology points here. Now, we got to go back to the other side, okay? Now, other side. So, pad of the finger underneath that first joint nearest the thumbnail, the underneath part. Okay, and then we're going to move it to the index finger. Here we go. Lift it up. Woo. Again, notice what you notice. Maybe you forgot what the other side felt like. Maybe you didn't. Okay. Maybe it feels the same. If you don't have anything eventful going on, it might feel the same. All right. Other one. So this is my mouse hand. So, I have a lot of tension in the hand that does the clicking of the mouse. But I do a lot of painting and crafting. So, I'm pretty equal in my hand use, I think. Because of course, I write with my right hand. So therefore, that's not a true statement. Oh, well. Move it to the ring finger. Ooh. Again, notice what's going on here, yeah? If there's anything. And release. And let's do that pinky one. Very good. All right. From here, let's tap the pinky sides for lessening headaches and vertigo. Now, it's not whamping, okay? It's gentle tapping. And, you're kind of getting the, I don't know, the muscle part here on the side of the hand when you're doing that. Makes a nice little sound. You try to do this for about a minute, but we're just doing a sampler here. And then we're going to go in that in-between space between the index finger and the thumb. And that's for digestive disorders, nausea. And then we're going to switch it, go the other direction. So when we switch, typically the brain's going, what? That doesn't feel normal. That's something that's not what you normally do. And then going in the other direction, yeah? And then we'll do the interwebs of the fingers. We kind of did it before when we slid them, but this is going to be tapping in those little valleys. So tap, tap, tap in those valleys. This is for easing pain, numbness in the limbs. Again, we're not being vigorous here. We're stimulating. And then make it be still. Wiggle the top finger to where you're going to shift the other finger to be on top. Ooh. And again, interweb tapping. Is it just me that weirds me out when I switch to the other hand? Yeah, it's probably just me. Okay. Okay, my next favorite place is the pulse points, the pericardium, the heart meridian. So, you can do it like this, but I like to go up and down. Now, some folks, what they'll do, they're like kind of vicious. They'll place it on their leg and they'll go whap, whap, whap. But don't do that. Unless you just, kind of want to do that. I don't know. Again, for heart cardiovascular issues, and then flip it, do a little bit more. And we're going to take the hand, cup it, tap on the top of the hand. Now, if you've got rings, you got to curve it a little bit. This is for that osteoarthritis, that back pain. Makes a nice little sound. Again, it's not whapping, it's gentle tapping. And then the other side. Again, if you've got a ring, maybe you need to cup it a little bit more. And then shift it to the back of the wrist for neck and shoulder pain. Let's do the other side. Got my watch there, so it's kind of there. Then make a fist, open a palm. Let's punch our palm. Notice your strength and ability here. This one is a little more vigorous, okay? That I will say that. Other side, here we go. This one's a little bit less strong. That's what I noticed. Whew. Clap those hands. Rub. And then inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that energy from the heaven back down to the lower body. All right, let's go back in your chair. We're going to do a short little guided rest, and then we'll do a gratitude practice and end our class traditionally, and that's what we'll do. So you can place your hands on your belly. You can place some palms up. You can scooch back on the couch or chair and kind of get a little comfortable here. What I invite you to do is take your gaze towards the floor. You have the option of keeping your eyes open or keeping the eyes closed. So I'll probably do a little bit of both. As we're here with the hands on our body or resting on top of the thighs, just notice your breathing. Don't change it in any way. Just notice, what does it feel like here to breathe in? And what does it feel like here to breathe out? Again, inhale, make the belly expand. Exhale, draw that belly button towards your spine. Just return to your normal breath here. At the very crown of our head is called Governor Vessel 20. It's called the back way. It's called several different things in different traditions, but it's where a lot of the traditional Chinese medicine meridians meet. It's like a very special place in our body. Just think of it as the swirly part of your hairline, yeah? So it may not exactly be there, but that's a kind of an approximate location. Imagine it's opening up, and as we breathe in, we're bringing in that healing sunshine. It's saturating every cell in our body, all the way from the top of the head down to our chin, our shoulders, our arms, elbows, and fingers. Further going down our chest, our waist, our hips, going down that right leg, the left leg, all the way down the legs to the tips of the toes. Saturating once again every cell in the body, every bone, every ligament, every tendon. Bring in the light, bring in the healing, see it, feel it, as if it were already true. Maybe you have a challenge area in your body. Maybe invite a little bit more of that healing light, a little bit more of that sunshine to that place as we breathe in and as we breathe out. Anything that no longer serves us, let it exit out through the back side of the body, the bottoms of the feet. Again, as you breathe in the light. And as you exhale, let go of what no longer serves you today. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. I invite you now to open your eyes if they were closed. If you were gazing at the floor, lift your gaze up. If you're kind of comfortable in the back of the chair, come forward, come on. And let's do 2 ending postures before we end our practice. Let's do that Atlas point rotation where we circle the head. So I want you to notice, does it feel a little bit more open? Is it a little bit more smooth? Do you have a greater range of motion maybe? Maybe less body noise? Maybe, maybe not. Then completely pause and let's take it and go the other direction. Here we go. Notice what you notice. Very good. And then bring it back to the center. Another favorite I like to do is what we did earlier was swimming dragon. Again, that range of motion, lessening neck pain. Hands together, hook the thumbs, optional. And then it's about a fist, maybe a fist and a half away from your middle dantian, your middle danjian. And from here, we're going to breathe in, belly big. And then exhale, push hands one direction, turn the head the other. Notice what you notice. Is there more range of motion? There might be. Just bring it back to the center. We're going to do that again. First, we breathe in. Exhale, push it away. Notice what you notice on this side. And bring it back in. Very good. Let's do a finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that energy from the universe back down to our lower dantian. And then we'll make that fist, that right fist, that's the sun. And that flat left palm, that's the moon. We bow down to one another to end our chair Tai Chi class. Thank you all so much.